stay here with you. You are a ranger, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 I am a lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
And Wandoo Tortya.
and it's Monday, the 27th day of July 2026. I hope you had a great weekend and your Monday started off well. If you're at work or still at home, at your business place, whatever you're doing, I hope that the day goes great for you. Now, the Speed Lane is all we'll talk about issues that affect our lives, our communities, and even our society at large. Now, today on the Speed Lane, we are going to be talking about boundaries. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like your boundaries, were cursed and this is too much? Maybe someone did something to you, without your permission, and you felt like that was too personal, or you felt like that was too much, or that was crossing the line. Sometimes people don't even realize if they have crossed the line. Other times they know exactly what they're doing, but they just assume that, well, you're going to accept it. So that is what we are going to be talking about today: boundaries. Why is it important to actually set those boundaries? What does it mean when someone's boundaries have actually been crossed, and can someone even safely set boundaries without damaging a relationship? Because for some persons, the moment you're trying to set that boundary, then they start seeing it as maybe you chasing them away, not wanting them to be close to you, things like that. So today, let's talk about boundaries. I'm here with Felicity and Wandoo. Wandoo, what does boundaries mean?
Well, boundaries is are the limits or rules you set to protect your well-being, your values, your time, your emotion, and even relationship. So it's setting is the limits in which you set, like the limit and the time and the emotions, just setting limits to something or to someone, like the boundaries, the limits. Just set a limit or the time in which you talk to somebody or communicate, or even the things they do to you that sometimes you don't like. So you set a boundary, you set limit to it. Not everything, not everything you accommodate, not everything you accept.
Did you set boundaries? Do you have boundaries you have set?
Yes.
Okay.
I have boundaries. It's not. Yes, I have boundaries. It's not everything that I accommodate. It's not everything that I accept, because if I accept everything, if I allow someone to cross the line to do as the person pleases to me, that means I'm making myself like I'm throwing myself to the ground for someone to match on. Okay. So I have boundaries.
All right. So Felicity, what does boundaries mean to you?
Boundaries, like she was saying, is those limits that someone sets to protect their time, energy, their peace of mind, their personal space. So it's a way of just telling people that telling people what you are comfortable with and what you are not comfortable with. Okay, you're just trying to tell somebody that this particular thing, I'm not comfortable with this thing. So you have like put a limit to it, or you have like drawn a line that the person is not supposed to cross. That's what boundaries are.
All right. So boundaries exist between like the people we are talking about, like the people that should not cross. Like, is it specific people? Is it different for different people, like, or is just something that's general? Oh, this is what I have set. Everyone, whether you're my mom, whether you're my dad, boundaries exist between family as well.
Yes, boundaries exist between families as well.
Okay.
So it's I feel maybe for some people set boundaries that are different for everybody. Like for my family, this is a boundary that my family members will not cross. This is a boundary that my friends are not going to cross. While some people have like general boundaries, like this particular thing, everybody, father, mother, friend,
nobody should touch it.
Cross that line.
All right. So you also can call in and be part of the show this morning, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about boundaries. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, so you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. Boundaries, that is what we are talking about today. And like Felicity and even Wandoo have talked about that limit, that line, invisible line that you have set, that you cannot cross this one. Maybe different for different people, or even are the same for everyone. Depends on what the rules are. Right? It depends on the particular rule. Like if you say nobody can touch my head, like that's your boundary. Nobody can touch my head. Then it includes even the mom, even the dad. You know. So you said that boundaries in exist even between families, right? So even between like mother and child, and father and child, something like that.
Yes, between mother and child, and for me, my boundaries for me, my boundaries in my house, in my family, is not everybody that will touch my thing, like my property, my clothes. Yes, I have boundary to it. If I allow you to carry it, yes, you can carry it. But if I do not permit you, then you are not supposed to carry. You cannot carry it. That's my boundary. Yes, family boundary. And there are some things that you keep, and someone just come and carry it like that. So if they continue carrying it, some of my siblings, they can even carry your clothes away, and without washing, they'll just come and keep it back for you. Okay. But if you set this boundary, like if you are carrying my clothes, let me know. Let me be aware of it, so that if anything happens, yes, I'm responsible. I'm the one that told you to wear it. So I set boundaries on my things. I don't allow anyone just come and carry like that. If I can, let me know. So there's a boundary to it.
Okay. All right. So, you also can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about boundaries. Now you can call in and let us hear from you, and we're streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. You can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. So what are some things, you mentioned your boundaries to Felicity, but you not mention one of them. One has told us about maybe even clothes, but
property.
Yes, did you set boundaries? Maybe even for anyone. For me, okay, what boundaries have you set for me? What can I not do? Let me know it on here.
I've not set any boundary for you as of yet.
Okay. So if I come up to you now and just push your head, like you're going to be fine with that, or is it after like I've done that you know that okay,
I think it's after you have done that I'll realize that if it's important to set the boundary.
Okay.
Yes. So some of the boundaries I've set is that I don't really like it when people call me past 9 p.m. So if anybody's calling me around that time, except my mom. You asked a question earlier about boundaries between families. For my parents, I do not set any boundaries. My mom, my dad, there's no boundary between both of us. I do not set any line or any invisible line. There's no line there. So for other people, I don't like it when people call me past 10 p.m. or touch that thing of touching somebody's property. I think it's everybody. I don't don't touch my stuff. If you're going to touch it, ask me first. So the issue is not that you carried my property. It's like you carried it without my permission. So if you're going to touch my property, you should ask me first and let me be the one to give you permission. I'm not going to say no. Most of the times I'm not going to say no, but ask me first. And then another thing is going through my phone. So many people are so fond of that, like friends and all of that.
The moment you give them to hold it,
exactly, the moment you give somebody your phone, or maybe hold it for me, or look at this particular thing, they just start going through different things. I do not ask you to. There's nothing to hide from my phone, but I just feel like it's a boundary that you are not supposed to be. It's my privacy. That's my privacy. My phone is my private. There are lots of things that are needs that are private.
Now I know that you were asking these questions to some people that day, but you didn't tell us your own. So do you believe that kind of boundaries can actually exist between between, let's say, people that are supposed to be together, people that are even partners, like that boundary of phones. I know you're asking people a question that day, like, what do you actually think
about a partner going through your phone? If I permit it, why not?
Okay.
So if I'm okay with it, but just carrying it without permission and going through it and all of that, I find something very wrong with that.
Okay. Crossing your boundary, that's where you've drawn the line. All right, so you also can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning on the show we are talking about boundaries. Why are boundaries even important? Why is it important to set those boundaries? Let people know that, okay, this is how far you can come, and then this is where you are actually going to stop. This is your limit that I've set for you in my life. And then setting those boundaries actually mean like you're damaging a relationship with someone. Where those boundaries actually exist? Are there places that you would say that boundaries should not exist, with family? Just like, let's say Felicity said that even with families, like, boundaries still exist. But is that the same way that you look at it? Because there is this thing of, oh, it's my mom, I'm your mom, I can open your door whenever you like. You said that there are no boundaries between you and your mom. Like, I can open your door whenever you like. Bring your phone, I am going to check it, I am going to do some things like this. But that person is someone that is already like grown up, but still no boundaries in that place. Are you really sure about that, Felicity?
Yes, I'm very sure, because I give my mom my phone sometimes I give her something to watch, a movie or something like that to watch on it, and she's but I don't have any issue because I don't have anything to hide from her. Yes, I don't have anything to hide.
It is not with your permission, so there are people who have issues with things like that. Okay, this is where I am drawing the line. This is where I am not, or this is a certain way that we should talk to daddy. This is a certain way. If you mention this one, like, you have crossed the line. Like, maybe you're in a home and that my children know that I've set a boundary to this. Like, nobody can touch this particular thing, or nobody opens the pot without mommy's permission. There are some places I've seen something like that where my neighbor's children sometimes were hungry, and then the mom was not at home. They would rather eat what I'll offer them to eat than for them to, because they have set that one, like, nobody touched this one as long as I am not at home. You cannot go into this, but there's no way that you're dishing food for yourself. Sometimes maybe it's only for the boys. Like, there's this thing before, like, oh, don't dish food by yourself, but it's slowly like they are coming out of it. So boundaries are different for different families, different people, like personal boundaries as well. And sometimes maybe there are boundaries that you set for women and men. We are going to come to that, like, this is what a girl can do to me, this is what a guy cannot do to me. Meanwhile, you can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
Have you set any personal boundaries, or maybe boundaries that you grew up knowing in your family, that you say, okay, this particular one, they didn't used to allow anybody to do anything like this one is out of bound. That thing, even in school, that is out of bound, like this particular place is out of bound. What is your own out of bound, and how do you maintain those boundaries? How do you even think why do you even feel it's important to set these boundaries in the first place? Because most oftentimes, like, people tend to see it like, well, you just being all locked up and not wanting to open yourself. Hello all right, you can still call us back because we cannot hear you, and tell us what you think. People just think that well, you are trying to like lock them all out. The moment you say, no, this particular thing, you can do anything you like, but then this particular one, do not do this to me. So has someone ever crossed your boundary, Wandoo?
Yes. I live a lifestyle in which I don't like people talking about my private life in public.
Okay.
So there's this friend of mine. She loves talking. She loves talking a lot. And even there's one thing about her that she doesn't like talking about her own thing in public, but if it's my own, she feel that
she'll carry it. That's the one that is sweet for you.
Yes, that's the one that is sweet for her to discuss. And I've been warning her that anything that is my own, like if any discussion that is my own, it should not be in public, especially private life. I don't want my private life to be in public. But she goes ahead to talk everything concerning me. She likes to throw it out to the public.
Okay.
So it became a disturbance to me. Like it became something that we're not agreeing with, because she loves to talk. She loves to talk a lot, and she is my topic that she loves talking about.
She loves to talk a lot, but specifically
about
your own.
Yes, about me, not about her, because she makes it feel that okay, me, I'm the edge, like I'm all over. So my topic is to go viral, like who know me. So it became something that I don't want. We're not comfortable with the friendship again, because it was affecting me. That's not my lifestyle. I don't like.
And you
people.
not even want to tell her things that are going on in your life, because you don't
You don't want people to know. Yes.
Okay.
So it became something that we're in conflict, we're in disagreement, and the relationship was scattered because we are of different types, different behaviors. She loves talking a lot, and I'm not like that. So we have to just go our separate ways.
All right. Now you also can call in. Let us hear from you this morning on the speed lane. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about boundaries. Why is it important to set those boundaries? Where you say that this is the limit, that you cannot do something like this to me. Why is it actually important to set those boundaries? And then do you think that there are different places maybe that boundaries should not exist? That is for you, because when it comes to these boundaries, then I think that is different for everyone. Like just the way you're saying that, if it's my mom, like she can go through, she can do anything, but then if it's this particular person, you are out of it. Like these are the boundaries that I have set. Sometimes even between parents and then even their children, like they know that this is what they have set, that line to, like nobody should do this one. And sometimes it's important, because even when you are not around, even as the parents, that they are not going to do this thing.
They are not going to
even if you beat my children, nobody is doing this one. They know that this is the boundary that I have set. This is what they cannot do, even in my absence, whether I am around, whether I'm not around. This is what they cannot do. Sometimes even with friends, there are friends that think that maybe sometimes anything of yours, like it belongs to me, or I can even go and tell I can go and tell your husband that this is what is I can go and advise him on what to do, or maybe I can tell him that this is what you have said, or maybe a neighbor that will just walk into your house, like maybe you haven't set those boundaries, and then there is a neighbor that can just walk in and go straight to even the kitchen, can go straight to doing this one, even when you are not around. Why is that? The lack of boundaries. So why is it even important to set those boundaries? You can call in and let us hear from you on 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
Call in and let us hear from you. And we're also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. Thomas Ikia says, good morning, Speed FM, watching live here in Onitsha. So you can watch live from anywhere. Tell your friends too, they can watch live if they cannot get the signal from there, they can definitely watch it live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So let us hear from you. We are talking about boundaries, so why is it important to set those boundaries? Wandoo, you said about someone crossing your boundary, or maybe carrying private the things life, that you are not supposed to even tell, they are not supposed to be telling people, and then going outside to like tell people about them. So did that make you realize why it's important to actually set boundaries?
Yes, it made me realize why it's important to set boundaries, because it encourages mutual respect. Yes, because in the friendship, when I told her that I don't want the way she talks about my private life in public, because it's affecting me. So she realized it, but she realized it late when we separated. Though. Yes.
How do you know that she realized it if you have already separated?
Yeah, because she came back to me. She came back for the friendship that she's a changed person. Like she will not do it again. again. So yes, it makes this relationship, this mutual respect, like she knew my boundary, she knew what I want and what I do not want. So if she is not going with what I want, it's hurting me and is disrespectful. So she had to when she came back, she explained and we talked over it. Like for her to do that, it was wrong because she was disrespecting me in my own opinion, what I want my life to be. So it was a thing of disrespect. There was no mutual respect and communication.
And sometimes even when it comes to like let's say workplaces, maybe you see a lot of people and there's a certain way that you have been relating with this particular person. Maybe you see someone, not to say, before I even say that, let me put it down on you, not to look down on this particular person, you're not supposed to be like this with this person, but you know that there are levels to these things. So maybe it could even be someone on your same level, and then you keep talking to them like this whenever you come, and all of a sudden one day the guy gets something up in his head that if she can talk to me like this, or if I can talk to her like this and she doesn't complain, maybe one day I can even tickle her and nothing is going to happen. Yes. I don't know if you get I can even tickle her and then nothing is going to happen. Even if I say this one, nothing is going to happen. And one thing I've noticed about boundaries, as the moment that happens, maybe that first day as they tickle you and then you laughed about it, the next day it's going to move from tickling and then it's something and you laugh about it, and before you know it, you find yourself in a particular place that you are unable to like say anything. A situation that you should not have even been in the first place. You have gotten so far because the first boundary that was not supposed to, the one you're supposed to like change face and set warning for the person, you didn't do anything, and then it became something even big, So you can call in and let us hear from you. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning we are talking about boundaries. You can call in and let us hear from you. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, so you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. Have you ever set a boundary, with someone, maybe even people that you are close to, or even people that you're not close to? You just know that this is where they cannot cross, even with your parents or sometimes even with your children. You have let them know that this is the boundary. You can never say something like this, or you can never touch anything like this, whether in my presence, in my absence. Have you ever done that? And again, is it even possible to like set boundaries without destroying relationship? Just the way that your friend went away or the friendship was already over, because there are people that when you try to say no, that thing has happened to me, when you just say no, then it's become like we are not in good terms again. This thing of tickling thing, I'm talking from experience. After giving the whole warning, then it became we are no longer in good terms again, or we are now fighting. So is it like possible to set boundaries without damaging a relationship?
Yes, it's very possible. It
Okay.
depends on how you set it. If you
Okay.
say it politely, like in a respectful way, and then that person also, because like you said, some people take it the wrong way. So if you know that you communicated like politely, the other person, you as the other person, you should just try to understand with that person, like okay, she's not comfortable with this, because so many people have that thing that when you say no to them, they just pick offense. Like why are you telling me no? Even that, just that simple state, that simple no, they just pick offense with it. So we also need to understand that when somebody tells us that I'm not comfortable with this particular
but
thing,
you do respect, because the way you're saying
Yes.
we also, do you respect people's
Yes,
boundaries?
very,
And
very much, very well.
I find it very difficult to understand. It's more like it's the people that, for me, I am someone who respects boundaries a lot. Like even the ones that someone has not set, I just assume that they
There's a-
set
yes.
like there is this limit. I shouldn't go there. But somehow people don't know that for me. I don't know what I am doing wrong, but like there are people that don't know that for me. Like most of the time I find myself in that place where people don't know that, okay, or is it that they don't know, or they just say I'm going to be comfortable with it, or they just assume.
maybe
And
it's because you are very comfortable with that. Maybe it's because you have not communicated with them.
but the thing is, okay, they didn't have to communicate to me to like for me to know that, oh, this, I cannot just barge into your room, I cannot do this, you know.
About that, you know that we are all very different. Like we all have our own brains and the way that we reason and the way that we think and all of that. So you know that, like, without anybody having to tell you. But there are many people that do not know that you have to tell them this particular, because before then,
as long as you have not said anything,
as long
it's okay.
as long as you have not said anything, is okay. That's how we are very different. Everybody is different.
All right. So you can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
Call in and let us hear from you this morning on the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Now, we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. We are talking about boundaries, you know, setting those boundaries. Yes. What are the boundaries that have been set, maybe even in your own house, you know, that you're comfortable sharing? The boundaries that you have been set, maybe your parents say that you cannot do this particular thing, or this boundary exists, and then why do you think it's important? Because sometimes you might not understand when they are setting, okay, this is the boundaries, but then even as adults, there's sometimes that maybe even a friend sets boundaries and you don't understand, but one day you just realize, like, it just clicks. I think the growth still happens, you know, at all levels. It just clicks, like, oh, this is why. Or sometimes maybe it's done to you before you realize. Call in and then let us hear from you. And you know, I forgot to ask this question: was there any boundaries, you know, that was set in your house, like growing up? This is what you know that this one you cannot do. If you do it, you're in soup that day.
Yes. The boundaries that were set while growing up was that you don't dare talk to your parent, your father, your mother while they are talking. You cannot talk back. Even if it's you are the one that is not at fault. Even if they are at fault, you cannot talk back. What they said is it stands, and that boundary is that do not take your friends to your parents' room. You cannot, even if you have something very important
People
to share.
take their friends to their parents' room.
Yes, they do.
Interesting.
Okay. You know, children are when playing and you're come, let me show you something. You know, your neighbors. Yes. Come, let me show you something. My parents are like, don't take anybody, your friend or your and don't take anybody. My room is my room, and there's a privacy, so you cannot.
My father till date, he has that one. His own is not even the room. His own is his house.
It's the entire house. Don't bring your friends.
Don't bring your friends to the
entire
date.
House. Okay.
Wandoo, go on.
Yes. So that's the boundary that my parents set. Like, no bringing of friends, your neighbors. Yeah, if you are playing, highest should be in the parlor. Don't take and no room. They should not you play in the room. And no eating in the room. You cannot eat in your room, or not in their room. Your own room, don't eat in the room. Okay. It's dining section only. Okay.
All right.
So these are the rules that my parents set while growing up.
So did you grow up and like realize like it's important? Like this is why it was important?
Yes, and even talking while eating. Yeah, I cannot talk while eating. Yes. So the rules were important because one of the rules is while eating, don't talk. Even till now, when I eat, I don't talk. Like, it sticks to me because if I do that, it reminds me of my parents when I was growing up and the things. And yes, even not taking your friends to the room, to your room, it gives this it gives this self-respect for your parents. Yes, because if you do that, if you bring them, there become the respect is not there again. Like,
it's not everything that is supposed to be for everyone.
Yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. So you can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. I'm here with
Felicity Girgir
and Wandoo Tortya,
and we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. We are talking about boundaries. Why is it important to set those boundaries, you know? And you can even give maybe examples of boundaries that you had set or you have set even right now, because some people are so strict about their boundaries. Once they say I don't allow people to do this one, like that is it. There is nothing on earth, that is actually going to happen. Like they know that this is it. So can boundaries actually be set without damaging a relationship? Felicity, you said yes, they can actually be set, without damaging a relationship. So how do you set boundaries, especially when it has to do with like people that you're very close to, like people that, oh, if you say this, and it's possible that the person is going to like misread it and then take it as maybe you saying that they should not be close to you. And people have a very manipulative way of doing some of these things.
Yes.
The moment you tell them, oh, don't touch me, I don't like when somebody touch my leg, then they take it as I don't want. You say that, no, don't talk to this one. If you talk to her, she said that nobody should touch her leg.
And then there's also another thing. Sometimes people they get upset not because like the boundary that you're setting is unfair, is because they cannot use. Sometimes, let me say, like saying no. Some people that were benefiting from you saying no, the moment you start saying no, like, and set that boundary of don't do this, don't do this, no, don't do this, and all of that, they just become upset. It's not because the boundary that you set is unfair, it's because they are not benefiting the way they were benefiting.
But why not like maybe even just keep quiet or something if you are upset? One thing I don't understand is people who then turn to, like, should I say gaslight you, and then be manipulative the moment you have said no, and then because I said nobody should do something like this, then you include every other thing. I think it's a very big problem. Like, it's hard for people to just accept that someone has set this particular boundary. Okay, I said that nobody should touch my head, and then you saw something maybe flying on my shoulder. No, she said that they should not touch
so
this. But if you
when
do this one,
that,
you are the one that said that. Since you said I should not do this one, I'm not going to do this one. Like, why do people get that upset? I might not understand, because personally, maybe even if I get upset, I'm not one to like use that one, like you said this, except I'm really trying to like be petty and then do it on purpose, but then it's a difficult problem. It's actually a problem, because people that do not set boundaries, there are things that happen to them. So how does it affect one when they do not set those boundaries? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
We are talking about boundaries this morning on the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. So you can call in and let us hear from you. How does it affect someone when they don't set boundaries? Maybe there was a time you didn't set your boundaries, right, and then someone just crossed the line. And sometimes when someone crosses the line, that you realize that this is something I should have set. So let us hear from you. And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. We got this comment from Elder Jerry Uhange JP. He says boundaries are set to protect families, promote unity, and instill discipline in a home, office, or an institution. Boundaries help keep us in check. He is talking about why it's important to set those boundaries, right? Keep us in, promote that unity, because if everyone, to be honest, I understand what he says, like if everyone knows that this is what is said, this is this person's rules, like there's more unity, you're not getting upset, and there are lesser misunderstandings in relationships. So if you're trying to reach us and you can't, you can leave a comment on Facebook and we will still get to you at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So we are talking about how it affects one, but
before that, you asked the question, how do we set those boundaries without damaging relationships? And then we diverted to something else. You actually answered that. You said it boils down on the person that you are talking to like maybe everyone has to on their own respect. Respecting, and then something of maybe even the way that you are communicating it with them, right? But I guess you want to add more on that. Yes, I just want to add this little parts to it, and then give a reason why you are not comfortable with that, because I feel like if you just tell somebody don't do this without any background or anything, they are definitely going to take it the wrong way, because you have not given, just explain. Okay, let me say, don't call me past 10 p.m. because 10 p.m. after that time is my personal time, and it's time for family and all of that. So when you give like a little explanation, or just try to let them know what is actually going on in your head and why you are not comfortable with that particular thing. I feel like it will just help them, understand better.
Okay, we'll talk more on that.
Yes.
Go on.
And when you use like kind language, when you speak to the person respectfully, he or she will understand more than being rash or like setting boundaries in a way that he or she will feel like you are intimidating or being harsh to the person.
I was saving that for the last because I have something very important that we are actually going to talk about. That you see that talking to them like this, and we are going to say something about it. But let's go on the effect because time is not on our side. How does it affect one when you don't set boundaries?
Well, one of the ways in which it affects one is that you are taken for granted. Some people may even use you, like they feel that even if they do this, you won't do anything, you won't react, and they continue to like use you or take advantage of you. So it makes people to take advantage of you to use you, and it even makes someone to be stressed out. Like you will go the extreme limit to like please someone. Like if you don't set boundaries for yourself, if you don't set rules or limits for yourself, people will just make you go extreme, stressing you over things that if you just said no and it will be settled or done.
And sometimes people know that this particular thing, the person
It's
is not
stressing
comfortable,
you.
is stressing you, but since you have not said it, and from that story that you shared earlier about that little example that you gave, just imagine the moment the colleague tickled her the first time, she had said no. She was not going. Later on, she will not be going through that entire mental stress of like, I'm not comfortable with this thing, but I don't know how to say
it wasn't a tickle. It's just there's this thing about like talking, like you're able to understand this person's intention, but like the person is not coming out, so like leave him alone. Like until one day he came to tickling and like I afraid I have to like change it for him. Like don't ever try this kind of thing again. So what I was saying is like from the start, if you were set that no, I don't like you talking to me, don't use this kind of language, close to me, like they understand it. But then there's this thing about a human being. I would say okay, people like me that think that if you don't give them any attention, it's going to like pass, but some set of human beings are going to be understanding it like the person is comfortable with it, that is why she is just like not saying anything about it, right?
Yes. And sometimes when you don't set this boundary, or sometimes, okay, for instance, let me take for myself, if I decide to be too kind, like I don't want to hurt this person, if I say no, the person will be hurt and be feeling resentment. Like the person will feel that I'm not good, like I don't want to look like bad, I don't want to look bad. Yes, yes. So I feel that if I set this boundary, the person might be it will affect the person. The person won't be comfortable talking to me, or shy away from me, or shy away from like opportunities that may come my way to the person. So when I feel this way and I decide to bring the person in, that's when the hurt now comes in. The person now decides to take advantage of you. So sometimes you not feeling that you hurt somebody, or
if you don't if you set the boundaries.
Yes, if you set the boundaries, it will hurt somebody. You are driving the person away, or you make the person feel bad. So this feeling of making someone feel bad, if you say no, you make someone feel bad, it now end up you hurting yourself at the end.
And some people are so selfish, they are so good with that, like nothing
Very,
concern me.
very good.
Yes. If it's going to hurt you, let it or hurt you, like it doesn't matter. And I envy those people. I wish I was like that. So you can call in and let us hear from you. How do you actually set those boundaries, without damaging relationship? You can still call in quickly before we go on 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, and we are talking about boundaries. So you can call us and then let us hear what you have to say. And there is something that we said we're going to come back to on that part of how you can actually set that without maybe damaging a relationship, and something like that. There are sometimes Wandoo was talking about the tone and then how you're talking to the person. There are some people that when you're talking to them like that, they feel like nothing is going to, she's just going to say it like that, she's just going to say it like that. Maybe even, let's say for example, a parent setting boundary for their children, and then she simply say, don't do this, I'm begging you, don't do this. It's because it makes me like, who is going to, the person that you do not give a knock, like when you are setting that boundary, they are likely to like do it again. So
Yeah.
what do you do in that situation? I'm asking because that's going to be useful to me as well. Go on.
Do it if you discover that, okay, you told the person not to do or don't cross this line, and the person actually crossed the line. Remind the person, but this time change the tone.
Okay.
Because if you do it the first time with like a very respectful tone and a very polite tone, but if the person does it again, then change your tone. Because like you said, some people will not get it the first time because you are too polite and they are not taking you seriously. But the moment you change your tone and then you repeat it, because repeating it is also very important, because if you don't repeat, the person will just think that, like I said, she just took it, it was just a joke, it was just something of it. So repeat it, but and then change your tone as
Wandoo,
well.
what would you say? What would you suggest?
Okay, let me take it in the aspect of children, the perspective of children. Okay, when setting boundary in children, sometimes parents love talking than beating, because they feel we are in a modernized world, we don't have to beat our children like that. So we talk a lot. So when we talk a lot and children feel that, oh, it's not want me, she just talk and she will not beat me. So let me just let me do it again. If I do it again, she will not do it. She will just tell me that I should not do it. She'll correct me while talking and not beating. So if you correct a child like that and he or she doesn't take correction, that's when you move another step. You use another step in which you use a rod. Yes, you beat the child. So
Start
there
a rod.
yes, and spoil the child. So there are different ways of setting boundaries. If you talk to someone and the person fails to understand, then you use the hard way. You use another method.
Let them know you are serious.
Yes,
Let them know you are serious.
I
Yes.
can even go to the police station if you keep doing this, because
Yes.
it's my right. Let
My
them know
father
that,
is
okay,
that kind of a person.
let them know that this is what I cannot take. If your neighbor is getting into your, when you say don't enter my house, you cannot take my key and then just go into my house when I'm not around. But then they keep doing it. You know where to go to. It's no longer maybe an issue of maybe just smiling about again. It's time to set those boundaries. So that is it for the speed lane this morning. I hope you've enjoyed your time here with us. I have been your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I've been here with
Felicity Girgir.
And Wandoo Tortya.
And coming up next at 10 a.m. after the news is King James 90s Top 10 here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, keep enjoying music of your life.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here.